Jeanette from the Bridge.
What's up, guys? Chanel, aka DJ SMYLEE. What's poppin'?
So, Chanel, what's your story?
Woo! Alright, I've actually never told my story, so this is like the first time for everybody. Yeah, but grew up a church kid, you know, what have you. Biggest part of my story, just kind of fast forward to, you know, the mundane stuff. Biggest part of my journey of me being unapologetically me is sexuality was a very, very big issue for me growing up. And it's still something I deal with as an adult. And, you know, growing up and even with social media and everything, there's a lot of perceptions of what people think women should be, how they should look, how they should dress. And that played a lot on my insecurities because I was never that. I was never the girly girl. I was never, let me get makeup, heels, you know, I was never that chick. So growing up, I always struggled with that, low self-esteem, the whole nine. And then eventually I was like, well, if I can't get it together on this side, let me try this side. Like I let the enemy play with my mind to even consider the option, and it literally took, I'll say, just about almost 20 years of my life. It's been that long. Yeah, so really how God's been working with me. Like a lot of people think when people deal with sexuality that, well, you should find a man that does this, this, and this. It's like, nah, I need to figure out who I am in Christ. I need to be solid in Him before that's not even an option right now. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like people try to throw their opinions, you know what I'm saying, on you. It's like, yo, no, I know for me, a dude is not going to solve my issue. Like I need to know who I am in Christ. My identity is in Christ. So it's something that you have to continually grow and develop, you know what I'm saying, push towards. So I thank God for my story, my journey, because it's very common these days. A lot of people don't talk about it in church, but me knowing my story, I can pick up on other people, you know what I'm saying, who have dealt with it. So it kind of gives me opportunity to reach out to them, like, hey, you're not alone. Like in church, they can make you feel like you're not welcome with that vibe. So I just try to make sure everybody knows the love of Christ, like the Bridge has shown me, because I was literally done with church before I found the Bridge. So I'm thankful to God for them. But what is your story, sis?
My story. Okay, so we're gonna start when I was a kid. When I was born with cystic fibrosis, and when I was 2, I was healed. God healed me completely and 100%. I actually lived in the hospital until I was 2 years old. So I finally was able to come home, and I've had a lot of near-death experiences ever since then, but nothing ever took. So it was kind of like God speaking to me, and He was telling me that I had a purpose. But I still didn't get it. You know, I actually strayed for a while looking for significance, looking for love in all the wrong places, literally. So I ended up on drugs, and then I went to jail, and I was in prison for 2 years. So in prison, I actually became really close to God, and He took a lot of my pain and helped me realize who I really was. So my identity in Christ. So kind of the same thing here. You know, sometimes it takes a lot in order to learn who you are in Christ, but it's because it's such a huge thing. It's our identity. It's what we walk in, and until we get that, we can't walk into anything fully. And so now that I'm finally walking in my identity, He's restored every area of my life that I lost, every area that I ruined, every area that every area that I felt completely torn away from me. He's restored it, and not just in small percentages. He's restored it 100%.
Yeah. And we're both extremely shy.
Yes!
This is like so out of our comfort zone, but hey, God is good, man. We hope our stories are a blessing and encouragement to other people. So we thank the Bridge for the opportunity.